What's up, YouTube? This is Wolf King, and you're watching Wolf King's vids. Okay, conservative commentator Ben Shapiro had some choice words against 2020 presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. We're gonna do a quick analysis on that. See what all the buzz is about. All right, let's just screen share. Okay.
Take a look. The idea is on behalf of folks on the left that government is capable of achieving these outcomes. Government is not capable of achieving equality of outcome. It's just not. LBJ tried this in the mid-60s. He ended up with the greatest growth of government in the history of the United States, and he didn't end up lowering poverty in the United States. The percentage of people living below the poverty line right now is effectively the same as it was since the beginning of the 70s. So the notion that Bernie Sanders is going to come along with government and that he's going to fix all problems, basically his plan goes like this. Declare that socialism is insert thing you want, question mark, utopia. That's Bernie Sanders' program. And here's the thing. Once he has to fill in those gaps, as it turns out, to achieve equality of outcome, what you usually have to do is kill a few people. I mean, this is what communism does. It says in order to achieve equality of outcome, we're going to have to seize the property of a few people. If they don't like it, then we're going to have to imprison them. We're going to have to restrict them from moving. We're going to have to crack down on individual rights. We're going to have to redistribute everything. Eventually, what we're really going to need to do is just collectivize the ownership, make it government-owned so we can redistribute the proceeds. We're going to need to do that at the very least. Okay, that ends up pretty ugly. And this is why when Elizabeth Warren tried to fill in the gaps on Bernie Sanders, on even basic things that he's proposing, like Medicare for all, she got destroyed. Because Bernie will say Medicare for all, and people will say, so what's your plan for this, and what does it look like? And Bernie will just say things like, well, it will cost you less. Well, no, it won't. But he doesn't ever actually roll out his plan. Right? He'll just promise you the moon, and then when you say, okay, how are you going to get to the moon? And he just refuses to answer the question, and this is a sign of genius.
Oh, shit. Bernie Sanders has been outed. He's been discovered as a Bolshevik revolutionary. His sleeper cell is revealed, and it's time to engage in Code Red. I mean, seriously, like, what the fuck was that monologue? Honestly, what the fuck was that? The idea that Bernie Sanders is trying to aim for equality of outcome through his social policies is ridiculous. He never said that he's going to create a utopia if he's elected. I mean, first off, he's not a communist. That's not what his aims are. He's a democratic socialist. He believes in the social democracy of Scandinavia. His views are in line with the Nordic model, which is really just ensuring that there's a social safety net that can protect its citizens from things like poverty, from illness, and other harms that a democratic government should protect the citizens from if it's to retain its support, which I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, when you actually look at the studies, the happiest and greatest countries in terms of social mobility happen to be in Scandinavia, and they have these policies. So I mean, I'm not sure if it's a huge detriment to capitalism. I mean, if anything, it's more in line with maintaining some kind of, I don't know, fairness. I mean, I don't think that's on line with communism. And there's this idea with Medicare for all not working. There have been a number of studies, and I'll put one in the description for this video, that show that Medicare for all actually reduces costs in deductibles and let's see, and annual payments, things like that. So yeah, this was a cheap attempt at demagoguery, trying to scare people into not supporting Bernie because of this view that he's trying to kill people or some silly shit like that. It's just nonsense. He's not trying to like make this country into Venezuela, which is having negative problems, not just through socialism but also through America messing with its people. But let's just move on. He Ben also had some choice words on Bernie for his Jewish identity. Let's see. Okay, let's just screen share.
Okay, so the base for Bernie Sanders, who's likely going to win the Iowa caucuses tonight, that base tactically alienating other parts of the Democratic Party. So over the weekend, a controversy broke out after Rashida Tlaib was a radical anti-Semite who broke Jewish. She was campaigning for Bernie. So campaigning for Bernie. That was the case. There was an article last week suggesting that Bernie was upping his Jewish identity in advance of the 2020 election. Okay, let me say, as somebody who didn't have to up their Jewish identity, right? Been pretty clear from the beginning. Because I wear the funny hat on my head and everything, right? As somebody who doesn't need to actively up my Jewish identity, if I'm leveling up in a video and just in time, pretend that I'm intersectional. Bernie Sanders pretending that he has any serious association with Judaism while campaigning, while campaigning with Linda Sarsour, open anti-Semite, Ilhan Omar, open anti-Semite, Rashida Tlaib, open anti-Semite, hanging out with Jeremy Corbynites of the party, promulgating an agenda that includes funding of Hamas. He can stick. I don't want to hear about Bernie Sanders' Jewish identity, but that is basically amounts to conveniently pulling out his Jewish identity to pretend that he's not just a white guy every few minutes. That's pretty much his only association. You don't get to play the I'm a Jew card after your association with Judaism has basically been campaigning with anti-Semites throughout your entire career, undermining the state of Israel and covering for the anti-Semitism in your own party. Sorry, you don't get to do that. That's not hold any water at all. Anyway, Rashida Tlaib is on stage, and
Okay, so so Ben, basically, to answer your question, Shap, he's a conservative commentator from the states. Shit. Man, I just realized I was still muted. My mistake. Man, it is late. I really need to go to bed. But to answer your question, Shap, Ben Shapiro is a conservative commentator from the United States. Yeah, very very ridiculous guy. Very 2020. Yeah, I'm for that. But yeah, so so yeah, what Ben is referring to is Bernie supporting Rashid Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and uh, there was a third one. I didn't get her name because he talks very fast. Um, all three of these women have one thing in common besides being Arab and Muslim. They have all criticized Israel in its treatment of against Palestinians, and they proposed solutions which would be reasonable compromise between the two peoples. Now, a few couple of them also have criticized Saudi Arabia for its human for its human trafficking, for its other harmful human rights abuses, and also I mean just overall the terrible policies. I mean, does that make them Islamophobic if they're anti-Semitic for criticizing Israel? I don't think so. I think that's reasonably balanced, but no one wants to bring that up, especially not Ben. Now, meanwhile, Ben he talks about how he doesn't need to up his Jewish identity, which is kind of weird given the fact that anytime Israel comes up, he tends to become kind of a nationalist, almost like an ethnic nationalist. He's made some very scathing remarks in the past, such as let's see, Israelis like to build, and Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. And for some reason, he has this strange view against Jews who don't support Israel as much as he do. They as much as he does. He refers to them as gyros or fake Jews, that they should turn in their badge as a Jew. Just some really nonsensical stuff. As if he's freaking Moses. I think he actually said that he's against interracial marriage. Like he wouldn't go to an interracial marriage for some reason. So yeah, take that for what's worth. And as far as I'm aware, with regard to Bernie Sanders, he doesn't really play the I'm a Jew card. Usually, when it comes up, it's just like like just some casual conversation. He's not really trying to use that to gain any political points. Not like old Ben here is doing. Not like the cool kids philosopher. But yeah, I don't think he has anything. I think Ben is just playing identity politics, which is weird because he argues a lot with college kids about how that's ridiculous. But who am I to demand consistency from this obviously fucking brilliant, intelligent fucking critic of the zeitgeist? That's all I gotta say. This guy's got nothing on Bernie. Anyway, that's my video. This is Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop by at Dare to Know and Hell Satan. Peace out. Good night.